Hi guys. April April 10, 11/11 right now. 2026. Yep. I took a trade. It was more of a test trade, so I didn't do it on my main backtesting account. And it worked pretty well actually. Um yeah, I don't know. And then I took a second trade because I thought I was gonna retest, and technically it would have been correct. However, I got stopped out, and I should have probably waited for a little bit more consolidation. But it was correct, so that is good. Doesn't matter because I still got stopped out. But, you know, it is what it is. So that was good. I don't know. I don't really have much to say. Uh, I feel like I say that every video, but like literally, I don't know. I'm just whatever happens, happens. Yep. I woke up super late today. Like I was literally like 2 hours late to work because I woke up so late because I stayed up so long yesterday. So that's not good. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't really have much. I don't know. Yep. I don't know what to say, bro. I don't have anything. Um, guys, let me look at the phone. Meow, meow. I saw a video today. And it was about this girl, and I guess she was like schizophrenic, and she was kind of talking about how people call her crazy, and then she was kind of talking about the issues with society and how the government is like bad and corrupted or whatever. And she's like, "Yeah, am I really the crazy one?" And it's like, does it matter? Like, I don't know, cause she's kind of like saying, "Oh my God, the government and they don't want like the people they don't want you to succeed. They only care about their profits. They only care about themselves." And it's like, well, yeah, no duh, but what about it? You know, like I feel like I don't really see a point in complaining about things in general. Like like yesterday, for example, I had a car accident. Shit happens, man. Like, why would I go and mope around the whole day and be like, "Oh my god, dude, this shit fucking sucks." Like, that's not who's that gonna help? It's not gonna help me. It's not gonna help anybody. So what's the point? You know, you're kind of just putting negative energy. And I will say, I don't know if it's because of the numbness or if it was just, you know, matureness in a way. But excuse me. But that, I feel like stuff like that no longer really bothers me no more. Like in the moment, even in the moment, it's just kind of like, well, okay, this it is what it is, you know. Like I wasn't really upset or anything that whole time. I was just more kind of inconvenienced because I was like, well, I gotta deal with this now. But that was kind of it. So and this kind of brings me back to my point of what's the point in complaining. And in her case, it's like she's schizophrenic and she's talking about how people call her crazy and she's just being able to see society for what it is. And my thing is like, okay, that's cool and all, but what about it? You know, like I'm glad that you can see society for what it is, but what now? You know, because I mean, you can be like, yeah, society's bad. Like the day's still gonna continue, man. And unless you do something yourself, there's really no point of even saying that. I feel like, and there's a kind of a analogy with like inventions and stuff like that. And there was a video I watched of this guy who was, I think he was a business guy, uh, or an entrepreneur, and he said that he had $1 million idea, and he never did it. And then years later, he saw that someone actually did his idea, and he said he didn't make a single dollar off of it because his $1 million idea was completely worthless. And he says that, like, to the viewer, that, you know, all of your ideas are worthless until you actually put action into what you are saying or thinking. Your ideas don't mean anything. And I was like, man, that is very true because, like, a lot of the time, for me, for example, like, I'll have some times where I'll think of something and I'm like, dude, if I did that, that would be crazy. And then I never do it, but, you know, it would be cool. But, you know, like, a lot of people think, you know, what am I trying to say here? A lot of people think that it's just saying these things is enough. And they kind of have this false pretense that, oh, yeah, speaking out would cause change. But speaking out is, the whole point of speaking out is to gain attention and gather eventually someone who can be either an investor or a supporter of your cause and will actually create the change themselves. Not you. You would just basically bring it to their attention and then they proceed to carry out your intention. So you're not really doing anything but just bringing attention, which guess what everybody can do. So it's kind of like, and this is also like the rare case that it does happen, because more often than not, people speak out about things, and then it's just kind of like, okay, like it becomes like a little trend, and then it dies out, and that's it, and people forget. Like if you're actually, you know, spending 16-hour days just straight preaching and protesting and giving out your word on what you're trying to fight for or change, and then you do that every single day back to back and constantly are spreading out your message on social media, in public, whatever, okay, you're actually creating change because you're actually working towards something. And mind you, this might not be a month or, you know, a few weeks or whatever. This is probably years of you constantly back to back every single day, just, you know, spreading your message and stuff like that to millions and thousands of people, because you kind of have to be relentless if you really want to get your message across to multiple people, you know? Because, I mean, like, with this kind of generation, for example, it's very short term things. There's not a whole lot of things that actually last for a long time. And in order to create things that last for a very long time, you need to put work. And the type of work that you're talking about is work that requires, sacrifices and a lot of suffering. And that's not going to happen if you're just casually talking about it here and there, and then that's it. So, I don't know. I feel like her kind of being like, oh, yeah, people think I'm crazy, but society's actually crazy. It's like, okay, cool, but you still need to put in the effort. You still need to put in the work. Otherwise, your words are kind of worthless. And other comments, of course, are agreeing with her, like, oh my god, yeah, this society is so bad. Uh, the elites don't want us to succeed in life, and they just want to keep profits to themselves. But at the same time, a lot of the time, they'll kind of use words like, yeah, they don't want us to succeed. They want to keep us down and shit like that. Who is they, man? Like, who are the elites? Who is they? Give me names. You know what I mean? You kind of are, like, for example, if you're setting a goal, you can't really just be setting out like general statements. For example, you need to be actually, you need to have a system that people and yourself at the minimum can implement. For example, if I want to go and be the best swimmer, I need to implement a goal of achieving, I don't know, an hour long swim session every single day, and then slowly that compounds into something bigger, or achieving your dream eventually. So you can't really just, like, I don't know, you can't. I lost fucking track of saying. You can't just go general. You know what I mean? You need specifics. Because if you're saying, yeah, these people, they, who are they, How are some people who potentially view your content supposed to support your goal or your cause? They won't, because they don't know who they is. So you saying, yeah, the elites, the government, the society, whatever, it doesn't really achieve much because there's no specific audience or specific target that you're going for. Because, for example, like if you're going for a specific person, you're saying, hey, this person is corrupt, we need to take them down. Okay, well, how can we take them down? Oh, we can do this process and then get them impeached or whatever, or, get them out of the system. But if you're just saying a general people or a mysterious group, that doesn't really help anybody. And especially with how people are nowadays, you need to have it to be easy for them to join your cause. Because a lot of people are not going to want to put in that kind of work, especially for a cause that they don't even really believe in. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the comments are kind of agreeing with this girl about, oh my god, you're so right, queen. Oh my god. And it's like, okay, but, like, you guys are just going to comment this, and then you guys are going to go on your day, and then you're going to completely forget about it. You guys don't actually care about what she's talking about. And I think to pretend that is also kind of insinuating just malicious in a way. Obviously, I don't think that's their true intent, but I do think it's kind of ignorant because you're kind of trying to be something that you're not, for example. I don't know. Well, it's kind of like with the whole Black Lives Matter thing a long time ago. It's like you had all these people and stuff, and they just were like posting black pictures on Instagram. And they're like, yeah, we're fighting for Black Lives Matter. And it's like, dude, you just posted a black picture. Come on, bro. Like, you guys are not real activists, you know what I mean? Like, for example, Martin Luther King, during his time, he was constantly trying to proceed and go forward with his claims every single day, whether it be through office, whether it be through the public or with the people. He was constantly trying to pursue his goal and his dream, and he achieved it. But he didn't achieve it by posting a black picture on Instagram or talking about it online. He actually went and put in the work. And you're not gonna be able to achieve that if you're just talking. Like you need to actually put in work. The best things in life require work, you know, and things that last are not gonna happen very fast. Good things take time. So I don't know. Just some thoughts, I guess. I don't know. Hercule gotta sleep, but yeah.